How's everybody doing? Happy Friday, or happy insert weekday that you're watching this. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name's Sean Miller, Hipster Viz Ninja. You can follow me everywhere. Follow me on LinkedIn, or connect with me on LinkedIn. Follow me on Twitter. I still call it Twitter. I don't think I'll ever be able to call it X. Follow me on Tableau Public. I am I'm one of the coaches for Workout Wednesday, and this week we are going to be building a challenge that I came up with inspiration from Mark Bradburn. So, what do you say? Let's go ahead and jump into what we're going to be taking a look at today. So, here we are in Tableau. No, we are not in Tableau yet. We are in Workout Wednesday. We're in the web. We're going to be looking at top and bottom variance. So Mark came to me with a challenge. He's like, "Hey, I've got a really good challenge for Workout Wednesday," and he said, let's do this. Let's do top and bottom analysis, but make it dynamic. Show previous year, right? So we're going to be, or previous month, I should say. So we're building a sales variance bar chart looking at the previous month of data, and we are going to allow the user to select the top and bottom N, right? So we want to look at the top 10 and bottom 10 by sales variance for a given month, and you'll be able to see who had the best variance compared to previous month. So then I added a bonus challenge. I said, can you do this without using Tableau sets, right? So that should be a hint for those who wanted to do the general challenge, is we're going to use Tableau sets. And then we have the bonus challenge, which I'll show you today. I'll show you both of them. And this is going to be a really quick one because I built it. I know how to do it. but it'll still be fun either way. So thanks again for tuning in. Let's have some fun. So let's go to connect to Superstore Data Store, and we are going to put we're going to take our location. Let's drag sales, or let's drag state to rows, we're just going to build a quick table here, and we'll do order date by continuous date trunk of month, discrete date value of month, I should say. So discrete, so I could probably do a video on the differences between, I could probably do a whole video just on working with dates in Tableau, because you got date parts, you got date values, you've got continuous, you've got discrete, you've got a lot of different options here. So, but let's change it to this, right? So now what we'll do is I'm going to change my sum of sales calculation to be a difference calculation, and we're going to have it run table across. Or let's do clear table calculation. No, let's not clear it. Let's edit it. So let's do difference, and then let's edit it, because we could just use table across, but in my experience, it's really good if you can get away from doing table across, down, that kind of thing, and actually set up compute using your specific dimensions. Because that way it allows you to set up your text table the way that you want it. Because I always recommend, and you'll see a lot of us seasoned Tableau veterans use a crosstab to build out our calculations, our calculated fields, especially when we're doing table calculations. And then what you'll see us do is we'll actually set it to specific dimensions as opposed to using table down, across, whatever, because what we're going to do eventually is we'll turn this into a bar chart or some sort of graph of some sort of chart, which may require us to move pills around, which may change the order in which we're doing our compute using, right? So I say all that just to set the stage that I would like to set specific dimensions for month of order date. And actually what I can do is I can do both of these, and then I can just do it at the month level like that. So before, when it just did table across, and what's really nice about this is Tableau, when you select table across, Tableau will tell you, right? You're doing it across the table. If I had done it down, watch what happens to these grayed out stuff here. You can see how everything flips, right? So Tableau is actually, again, visually showing you how it's calculating the compute using, but it's just doing that automatically. So we're going to go Tableau, we're going to go table across, but then we're going to set specific dimensions. And I still want to compute using both of those fields, but I want to do it at the level of month order date. And you can see here that automatically gives you a 0. That automatically gives you a 0 here for the months that you didn't have available. So what we're going to do now is we'll add back our sales so that we can actually see that. All right, so you can see. So if we look at, I'll do sales on top of our measure values table here. So you can see sales going across the top, and then you can see previous, right? So if I were to select June of 2022, you would see that Alabama had had a negative difference of $783 compared to prior month, right? So anyway, that's what we're going to do for now. So now what I want to do is I want to be able to calculate those differences separately, right? So I want to be able to isolate the current month and the selected month. I want to be able to isolate the selected month and the previous month to that, right? So we're going to create a parameter. It's going to be a date. It's going to be a list. We're going to add values from order date. And actually you can see here that if I just do add from order date, it's going to add the individual date. So what we need to do first is let's go create a calculated field. And that's going to be, this is going to be month date. And that's going to be the date trunk of month of order date. So here we have that, and I'll actually change it to a date. Now I'll create my parameter as a date, as a list. We're going to add values from field. We're going to add it from month date, and you can see that. I'm going to go ahead and change my default date to something not the first so that we can actually make sure that our calculations are working. I did say, what was it, June of 22? Yeah, that looked good. So let's do the current value of June of 22. Let's click OK. Let's give it a name. Let's call this P month date. Everybody has their own naming conventions for their calculated fields. I tend to just enjoy doing calculation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as if I'm building quickly. I say that tongue-in-cheek. I don't really keep them that, but we all do it, right? So let's just have fun with it, right? Like, you do it. You have calculated fields in your workbook right now that are just named calculation 3, right? You do it. Everyone does it. Don't deny it. Accept it. Embrace it. All right. Enough of that silliness. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to create a calculated field, and I'm going to call this the selected month. What I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to date part this, right? And I think actually what I'll do is month date equals P month date. So that gives me a Boolean calculation. I'm going to put it up here. So you can see here we have true, false. We have true, false in every single one. That doesn't make any sense. June, what did it say? Let's show the parameter, June of 22. So let's go find June of 22. What does that look like? June of 22 says true and false. It should only be one. So let's try this again. It should just be true, or it should be false. I mean, I'm already doing this, so this shouldn't change anything. That should be the exact same. Yeah. Okay, what about year of order date equals year of I guess it should be this. Oh, that's probably why I'm seeing that, right? Maybe? I don't know. And month of order date equals month of payment date. Is it, let's try this. Exact date. That's going to mess up my table calculation because oh, and it changed it. No? Oh yeah, discrete. Still have that. Okay. Well, let's just keep going here. Let's just keep it moving here. So let's create a calculated field, and we'll say if selected, then sales end. Selected sales, right? And then we'll do previous sales. Is going to be if year of order date equals year of P month date and month of order date equals month of P month date minus 1, then sales. And we'll call this previous sales. Selected sales, previous sales. Then we'll have variance is going to be Zn minus Zn of selected sales minus Zn of previous sales. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Let's move that here. Let's do okay, so here you can see, so now you can kind of start to see this, right? So you've got, you can see that I'm only getting sales in I'm only getting current selected sales in that month. Previous sales, I've got that, right? And that gives me the difference here. And that gives, if I put my variance, you can see that I've got a variance of, and then if I remove the, well, not that. So now what we can do is move that here, sort this, ascending means I want my negatives first, right? By field, and I want it by variance. And now if I go to June 1st of 22, you can see I've got the difference in sales from previous month, and just, you can see that, right? And now I don't need this, and I don't need that. So you can see here I've got that working, right? And here's my bottom number, right? There's my top number. So then what we can do is we can, let's just change this date. Let's just see what, so 6/1 of 22. Let's go with 5/1 of 22, right? So you're going to see, you should see New York move up to the top, near the top. I don't know if it's the actual one, but let's just do 5/1/22. Yep. Was that what it was? Was it New York or New Jersey? New York. Oh no, New Jersey. Yeah, that's see, New Jersey. When I selected May, it went to the top. There it is, right? So you can see it's working. So now what I need to do is I need to figure out a way to make the, I want to do the selected month here. And I'm still getting that. Nope. Okay, why is that? It should just be selected month, right? It should just be if the year of month date 22. See, I shouldn't. What is going on here? What is, if year of month date equals year of, what am I missing? Because year of month date equals year of, and I don't need these. I know I don't. Year of month date equals year of that, right? All right, let's just do this. Let's what? Discrete. Let's try this. Yep, there it is. Okay. Okay. What am I missing here? This is weird. Hey, Ellen. Let me do this. Let's just go to the source, right? Like hide, yeah, okay. Oh, do I not have it? Is that what it is? It could be that. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to know. So the reason that it didn't work is the reason it wasn't working is because I was not accounting for the selected month dimension boolean that I had put in my sheet. As soon as I did that, you can see I get one value for true and only one value for false, because I wasn't computing my table calculation using both, using all of it. Anyway, now that we've fixed that, what we need to do now is very simple. Very simple, great trick whenever you are using table calculations and you need to slim down your view, but you don't want to filter out data, because in the Tableau order of operations, table calculations happen at the very end. So you can't filter out any data, or else the table calculation has nothing to do. But if we take our true false selected month and we highlight on the false and we hide everything that's false, we only get the true column. And now as we select different months, we get different we're hiding that, because in our data we're now only getting the true months, right? We're hiding all of the false months data. So that's how you do that, which is really helpful. But now we need to figure out how to do the top and bottom. Because right now we have all 50 states. We have all 59 all 59 marks in here. All 59 states or provinces, because we're including Canada in this data source. So how are we going to get around this? So how are we going to do this? One, let's do the traditional set. Let's do the set way, which is right-click on our dimension that we want to do a top and bottom, which is state. Right-click, create set. Go over here to the top, and we're going to do top. Let's call this top N. By field, top. I'm just going to use the parameter that Tableau Superstore data source already comes with. By what? And we want to do this by our variance. So we want the top N. Now let's do this again. Right click, set. Bottom N. Bottom. Same parameter. By variance. Some there. There we go. So now we have a top N and a bottom N. And now we're going to create a combined set. So we're going to call this top and bottom. So we have, which two sets would you like to combine? Bottom N and top N. And we want to show all members in both sets. Top and bottom. And now all we have to do is go up here and add that to filters. And we get, let's add our top customers parameter, and you can see here we've got 5, right? So if I increase that to 10, I get 10 up here, 10 items selected, and I get 10 down here, right? So that's how you can do that. Now, then the next thing we need to do is we need to highlight these. So all I'm going to do is use the sign function of variance. Bar color. Put that on dimension. We don't, or put that on color. We don't want it as a continuous measure. We want it as a dimension. Whenever we do that, things go blank. Why is that? What is happening? Actually, what I think I'll do right now, I'll change it to discrete, but it doesn't matter. It's a dimension. So while I'm changing my colors, well, I guess it doesn't really matter right now why. Or we can't really edit our colors because we don't have any bars. What happened to our bars? Anybody know? Anybody have an idea of why our bars are gone? It's because we added a dimension into our view, and that screwed up our table calculation. So we need to go edit our table calculation, and we need to account for our added dimension. So we want to compute the difference for all dimensions. We want to include them, but we only want to do it at the level of month date. It's the exact same problem we just ran into with the selected month. Any dimension that you add needs to be incorporated, right? Any dimension that you add, continuous or discrete, it has to be included in your table calculation. So now my bar color is, let's see what my variance is here. My variance should be this, it should be, okay. So the bar color is actually, whoop, interesting. So the bar color is actually going to be the sign of that. And now we need to edit this table calculation to be at the month level. And we need to edit this calculation to be at the month level. And there we go. And we still have our sets working properly. Right? So that's the set method. But now for the bonus challenge. How can we do this without using sets? So I created a bottom set and I created a top set. And then I created a combined set to show the top and bottom. But what's really happening? How can we do this without using sets? So let's duplicate this view. Let's remove our top and bottom. And this is going to be really, really fun. The way that sets work, and the reason that sets are pretty powerful is because they're going to happen higher up in the order of operations, and that's why they're really powerful. But you can also get around this using some table calculations. So there's two table calculations. Well, there's a bunch of different table calculations, but the two that we're going to be most interested in, and they're very similar to the index function if you've ever used index. So let's just do some simple stuff here. Discrete index, and we're using table down, right? So it's just numbering every single row, right? Every single row. It just numbers it 1 through whatever, right? So we have 1 through 59. There's another one called first, and another one called last, and another one called size. So I'm going to show you all these. Discrete, change all these to discrete. And we want everything to be doing table down. Table down, size, table down. All right, so you can see here, first is the number of rows from the first partition, or from the first row in the partition, right? So this is in the, and you can see here the index starts at 1, and then the first and last start at 0, right? And so this is the relative position of a row from the first row in the partition, right? So if it's the first row in the partition, its value is 0. If it's the second, it's 1 value down, right? So negative. And then we just reverse that process if we go up. And then we have size, right? And that's just for every record, we return the number of rows within that partition. So how can we use these? How can we use any combination of these four functions to duplicate a top and bottom? So what we're going to do is we're going to do top. I'm going to call this top and bottom. I don't know if Tableau is going to let me do that. No, because top and bottom already exists. So we'll do top and bottom underscore TC for table calculation. And what we want to do is, the first way is first is greater than or equal to my negative, the inverse operation, because as you can see, first goes negative, right? So we put the negative in front there, and we just do top customers. Now we need to account for the fact that we have a 0 here. It starts at 0 and not 1, so we need to subtract an extra. We need to subtract 1 less than. We need to subtract an extra 1 from our top n so that we get the right variance there. Or, and then we just do it the opposite way, right? And then we start down here. Or last is less than or equal to top customers minus 1. So let's click apply. And then let's move that up. And let's put that as true. And then let's just ensure that we are doing table down. And we are. That's great. And here we go. You've got that available to you, right? And now, as you select, you can see here, I still have 10 selected items here. I still have 10 items selected here. Another way that I could do TC, if you don't want to use first and last, is let's edit this, and we'll do where index is what? Less than or equal to customers, right? And we don't need to account for the extra one because it already starts at 1, so we don't need to account for that on the top side. Or index is greater than or equal to size minus top customers. You got 11 here and 10 here. Oh, because I think size. About just, yeah, there it is. Not equal to, just less than. 10 here, 10 here. 15, 15. Right? So there's two ways that you can, there's two table calculations. There's probably more. But either way, you're going to be doing some variation of these two calculations, or you can use sets, right? So now the good thing about, like, why would you want to do that? Why would you use sets over table calculations? Well, as we know about sets, because sets happen higher up in the table of order, the order of operations, that allows you to take that, and it creates a dimension, right? Because as you can see, the top and bottom TC creates a aggregated measure, right? Because top and bottom, because top n, bottom n, and top and bottom sets are sets, and they happen higher in the order of operations, you can take that dimension and you can go use that in other calculations, right? At other higher levels of magnitude. So that's why you would use one or the other. But again, if you are just using, you might use the table calculation approach if you're just, if you're doing something like this where you just want to show people the top and bottom, you can do that. So yeah, so there you go. And then all we got to do is just do some cleanup, get rid of all this junk here. We'll now hide this header. We'll hide this label, field label. We'll hide this field label. And now, the other thing we'll do here in edit parameter, display format, we'll go to custom format, MMMM, 4 M's and 4 Y's. And that gives you the full month name and the full year. Click OK. There it is. All right. So there you have it. And then you just put that on a dashboard and call it a day. So hopefully that was intriguing. Hopefully you learned a few things. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Be sure to tune in. So, programming update. There will not be any live streams next week. I am taking some PTO. So I will be actually out of the country. So I'll be out on vacation. I'll be on a cruise boat in the middle of the Bahamas next week around this time. So there will not be any live streams next week, but we'll be back in 2 weeks right here, as well as I'll be doing a live stream on the previous Tuesday, so the 20th. I will be here for Makeover Monday again. Next Monday, I believe, I will try to work in a Back to Viz Basics live stream. So be sure to check out the channel. Follow me on LinkedIn so you get notified of every live stream that I do. Follow me on, give me a subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Follow me on LinkedIn. Follow me on Twitter. It's going to be a good time. So thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Absolutely, Tim. Thank you so much. Means a lot. I'm Sean Miller, Hipster Viz Ninja. Like the bubble says, we are data people. Go forth and viz.